Neither team managed a win over the weekend, and with the Vancouver Whitecaps on par points-wise with first-place Seattle, this is a must-win. Kevin, can they do it? Will they walk away with those 3 points?
Yeah, I really like this game, Natalie. I try and make it clear on when we're handicapping and talking about things that I sort of like, things that are better to bet 3 separate things and play the game against itself, so to speak. And then there's games like this where it's just like the logic. Seattle really needs to win this game. They are the best team in the league. They have the best defense in the league. And the thing here that I like about this, it's a psychological thing. They've only scored 1 or 2 goals in their last 4 games. But 2 of those games, you and I talked about it last week, were against Sporting Kansas City, who I think is the second best, maybe the best team in the league. These 2 teams are going to be fighting for the championship, I think, in the end. These are very good teams. They play excellent defense. They're very they don't make stupid mistakes. But the reality that Seattle played Kansas City twice and was held. We talked about it last time. They're held to 1 shot on goal in the meeting in Seattle. Now I don't know how many shots on goal they had against Kansas City in Kansas City on Saturday, but they lost 1-0. So they've been shut down. And this is a team that has Dempsey and Martins at striker. So they have guys that can score. They have the ability to score, and it's at home, and they have probably the best crowd, the best home field advantage in the whole MLS. So this is one of those games, Natalie, that I think, you just find the Seattle Sounders find a way to win a game against even though Dallas has improved, it's in Seattle. They catch them at the wrong time, and Dallas isn't exactly playing great and is having trouble scoring. So I love Seattle, and I hate saying love in gambling, but I really like Seattle a lot, and especially at plus 100 on the three-way line, even money. Yeah. So you can bet 100 and win 100 on Seattle. And, the best team in the league at home, play with the best defense against a team having trouble scoring. These are the kind of things you wait for. And usually a smart bettor would load the cannon on something like this.
Yeah, I think there's great value here on the to back the home team to win. When I took a look at the winners market here, I found Seattle for minus 105, William Hill, the draw 250, also William Hill, and Dallas was 300 there, Ladbrokes. I think great value there for Seattle. Would you play that as a straight bet?
Yeah, definitely. That's the one I'm going to definitely play as a serious level for me, straight bet this weekend. Another thing definitely worth mentioning here, in this particular series, it's all in the story that accompanies the tape here, but the last 5 meetings that Dallas has played up in Seattle, the Sounders are 4-1-0. So they haven't lost to them, and they've outscored them 12-4. Mm-hmm. So you toss in that, and then here's another couple funky things. Dallas has only scored 1 goal in their last 4 games, so they're having trouble scoring. So you can't just turn on scoring. It's not like basketball where you could just go down and make a layup. This is a tough sport to score in, and when you get in funks, hockey and soccer, when you get in funks scoring, it's hard to just start scoring. So Dallas hasn't scored in 4 games. That's a bad thing. And another huge thing, which you very seldom see in this league, this is their 4th straight game on the road. So they haven't had a home game in a long time. And to catch the best team in the league at their place with the best fans when you're having trouble scoring, it's not cool. I expected the line to be about 150, to be honest with you. So to see even money or $1.05 like you're saying, I think there's perceived value in the Seattle Sounders in this game.
Mm-hmm, yeah, and I agree. And the question here is, can Dallas score in this match? What do you think?
That's a good one. I thought about that a lot when I was putting this together, but I just don't think that you wake up and score against the best team just like that when you've played. Their only goal was against one of the worst teams in the league in the last 4 or 5 games, Montreal. So and they don't have like killer scorers that can just turn it on. The reason they're so good this year is because they're playing good defense. So to be able to just turn it on is something that's tough to do. You could probably do it at home if you get yelled at by your coach and you have good players. But they're on the road. They have average players on the attack at least. So to get a goal, that's a good question. To get a goal up in Seattle is going to be tough. Therefore, I think looking at the Sounders to win to 0 plus 225 at Bet Victor is something you want to look at in this game. At home, to get a Fry in goal, to get the best defensive team, which has allowed the least goals in the MLS, against a team that scored 1 goal in 4 games, I think you have to plug in all those facts and take a gamble on the to win to 0 if you have access to that market.
Yeah. Well, the question then is, how many goals can Seattle Sounders score in the match?
1 or 2 would be the answer. They have to score because they haven't scored much, and they're going to be foaming at the mouth like a fish that hasn't eaten in a while. So they're going to want to get a goal because they played Sporting Kansas City twice, and they are a very good team, and they're at home. So they're going to want to it helped the crowd out. And Dallas is really good, so I don't think Dallas gets blown out. I don't think Dallas is the kind of team that will give up a 3 or a 4. So if you plug it in backwards and you eliminate the 3 and the 4 and the 0, it's probably Sounders 2-0 or 1-0. My prediction was 2-0 because of the lapse of scoring. They haven't scored. They've had so much trouble scoring. They're going to be glad to be home. They're going to probably get a goal in each half, and I see them winning 2-0.
Well, the under 2.5 goals is -125 bet Victor, but you can back Seattle's total goals going over 1.5, so 2 goals or more, and that's +110 at Coral. Would you place a bet even small on the over 1.5 goals at 110? I
see what you're saying. I personally wouldn't because of what I said. To me, it's either going to be 1-0 or 2-0, and they don't care if they're winning 1-0. They're going to play, as they say, park the bus. They're going to just want to get out of there with the win, the 3 points. They're worried about, like you said, the Vancouver's tied. The only reason Seattle's in first is on goal differential, and they can smell Vancouver has tied them for first place, so they really need to win. That's another great reason to take Seattle here. But that second goal I'm not so sure about because they've been having trouble scoring, even though they're pretty good. But the reason they've been having trouble scoring when you analyze it, it's because they played one of the best defensive teams in the league twice in the last 4 games. And so yeah, that's a tough one to me. I'd lay off on that. I think that there's enough here to work with. I would put that money on the Sounders. Any money I was going to put on the Sounders team total over 1.5, I would not do it and put even more on the Sounders just to win on the 3-way.
Yeah, and would you say Seattle Sounders, that's like the top tip for this match?
I love the Seattle Sounders. I hate saying love, but I really, all my research, all the things I've seen in the past point to the Seattle Sounders winning this game, and I will have a decent-sized bet myself on it. So yeah, the Sounders is the best bet of this batch this weekend.
All right, fantastic. And that wraps up our preview here. If you'd like more information and more stats, head on over to sportsbookreview.com. Hunt out the link can be found in the description below this video. Kevin Stott's article there. Do check it out. Kevin, thank you for joining us.